Hello everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie, and this week's video is all about my curriculum picks for my grade 9 son. He's 15 years old and he has autism, and I'm going to leave a link down below where I made a video about how I pick curriculum for my autistic son. And I feel like it kind of is the proviso, or is it proviso? Is that the right word I'm looking for? It's the preparation for this video, just talking about how we have to adjust to everything that we pick for our kids. Nothing is made specifically for each of our children, never mind if they have autism and learning disabilities and all of the rest of it. And we have to be as flexible and as adjustable as possible. And so that will be reflected in what I say today. So I'm looking down because I have my notes about what I am doing for my son, and I wanted to share it and be clear-minded. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is our Sunrise program. If you do not know what that is, it is a home-based therapy program for children with autism. Although I know it has been used for adults, I know it has been used with children who have Down syndrome. It's very flexible. I love it for its loving acceptance of where our children are and being willing to just love on them, and it's built on trust, and there's just so many things that I love about this program. The one thing that I will say that I have struggled with is often just how little time I can devote to being in the playroom. That's where we do all of our work with him, and I have just found that that's been a struggle because as soon as I brought my girls home, it was just, I need to focus on them and getting their education done as well as Darian. So that's been the biggest shortfall, if you can call it that. And my hopes for this year is to get to a place where my girls are some of the volunteers. So I'll leave a link down to the movie talking about how the Sunrise program was created. I will leave a link down below. But where they had children who were older, and so they were able to be a part of their brother's Sunrise program. My girls are younger than their brother, and so it's not until now, they're 13 and almost 12, where I feel like they might actually be able to contribute and help him expand his language and interact with him a little bit easier. So that's been a really interesting place to be in, where we usually had volunteers from outside coming in, and now I think it's just been so much work to try and maintain that, and COVID land didn't help and all of the things, but I think the girls are really interested in taking a part of that role, and so I'm really excited about that because I think it might be good if I can manage to work it into their schedule and they can stay on task so that they have that time available. So for Darian, for math, we're going to continue with that free math program that I found for him. We've just been very slowly going through it. I've been using the pages over and over again, so with repetition, so that he feels confident. He still very much needs me there to guide and direct and keep him on task. So it's one of those things where we didn't get through it all this year, so we'll continue that. I am adding a component. I am adding that he can use the calculator. I think in our world with our phones, calculators in our phones, calculators that you can put in your pocket, for him, he could utilize that to a large degree to just help him navigate the world. Math with money is way more a life skill than, say, long division or, figuring out perimeters and areas. Those are things that he may or may not necessarily need. And if he does, we'll probably be around to help him with that. If he gets to a place where he can do higher level mathematics, we are definitely going to be able to do that with him and for him. But right now I feel like that should be our focus. So using a calculator. For our language arts, we are going to be doing some So Happy to Learn inspired books. Now, I have not bought the membership in order to do that, because I just feel like there's so many younger things in there that don't necessarily fit Darian. And I know the point and purpose is to just be able to print off the things that you can utilize, but it's just very expensive, and my homeschool dollars are very, very tight. So they have a whole bunch of PDFs that I will leave linked down below so that you can actually look through a lot of the different levels that they have and see different versions of. And what I want to do, and this is one of my summer projects, is I want to make a book for every day of the week, Monday through Friday, that he knows automatically we're going through. So there might be a few pages that we might not do. I want to look into, we're getting a Dollarama in our town. I'm very excited because that's where I get some of the supplies that I usually have to go to the city for. But there's a book in particular where you can put a sheet of paper and it's page protector, and I want to get him some just wet dry erase markers, and so he's going to be able to do those pages on repeat, and I can change things up as I go along. There's so many things that I can do to help him be able to I mean, you check it out if you're interested, but they have you read each word and circle each word as you go along. And so being able to just wipe it and then have it fresh for the next Monday or the next Tuesday or whatever is going to be epic and awesome. Right now, I've just been feeling like I'm kind of shooting from the hip, and I want to have a more solid plan for next year. So it's not going to be quite so hairy carry. We will continue to do one unit of Gather Around Homeschool is my plan. I'm thinking we're either going to do a geography one like North America, or we're going to do the bug unit. I'm just not sure which just yet. I'm leaning towards the bug unit because then he can make pictures, and he can do some of the more artsy stuff that he seems to enjoy a little bit. And so that's another thing that I'm planning on doing. And then in the morning, when I'm really focused on the girls, I have been instituting a lot of stuff where I give my son a puzzle to build. So he's up to doing, he still has his favorite 48-piece puzzle, and it's about green eggs and ham. He really likes that one, but I'm usually trying to fit in ones, but he's up to doing 150-piece puzzles by himself. And I feel like there's so much wealth of knowledge, and depending on what you're doing, so one of those 150-piece puzzles is flags, all about the flags of the world. And so I feel like there's so much that is gleaned just by building those puzzles in fine motor skills, gross motor skills, looking at the flags and the colors and all of that. And he seems to really have a memory for that. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. We also got him some snap circuits for his birthday, and so I'm really trying to get him, I think it's going to be a summer project for me and him to actually build some of those for his school time with mommy, and just try and get him to understand following the manual and build the different things that he has on there. I'm really hoping then we can transfer him into doing more Lego builds, because I know that he has been interested. He kind of comes along and plays with the girls' Legos every once in a while, and so I want to kind of help him build that ability to build things based on an instruction manual, because again, life skills. If you know how to build, say, IKEA furniture, he could have a career building other people's IKEA furniture. No one loves doing that, but he could do that, or he can follow instructions, and so then he could have a job in his teenage 20 years old part in his adulthood. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm hoping that those things are things. Now, as I said before, if you have met one child with autism, you have met one child with autism. So these are my picks for Darian. They are also highly adjustable depending on how they're working for him. If he decides that the books aren't working for him, then I will recalibrate and try and come up with something else, or I'll put those aside for a short time, a long time, I don't know, and bring them out again when he's feeling more centered and whatever. He's 15 years old. He's been going through puberty. Thankfully, we've been very blessed that he hasn't had a lot of negative experiences with that just yet. But I'm looking at it from a standpoint of I need to be aware of his feelings and how he's doing in order to have a successful homeschool year with him. So that's what I have done. That's what I've picked for my lovely son who's 15. I am really excited about next year. I have been thrilled that this year went as well as it did with all of the things that happened, especially later on in the year. But I think that it's going to be good, and I feel like I have, between the Sunrise program and So Happy to Learn and adjusting those things, I really do feel like there's going to be a lot of growth this coming year. And so thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me, and I hope that it's been helpful. I hope that you find things in the description box to just look over and see for yourself. We will talk to you next time. Bye.